All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving in what a lot of people are calling the next huge leap in AI agents. Look, if you thought chatbots were cool, just you wait. We're talking about AI that doesn't just talk back to you, it acts. I mean, booking flights, handling inventory, basically becoming a real digital coworker. So yeah, let's jump right in.
Okay, so here's what we've got on deck. First, we're going to talk about what makes an AI agent different from the chatbots you're used to. Then, we'll get a little nerdy and peek under the hood to see how these things actually think. After that, you'll see how you can build one of these yourself. And no, you don't need to be a programmer. And finally, we'll look at how agents are already showing up as our new AI coworkers.
So, let's get into it. We're all pretty familiar with AI that can, write an email for you or create a cool picture. But what we're talking about with agents, it's a totally different ballgame. This is a huge shift from AI that just makes stuff to AI that actually does stuff, completing tasks and hitting goals all on its own.
And to really get why this is happening right now, let's just start with a feeling I'm sure you know all too well. That feeling of being totally overwhelmed by all your apps and notifications, right? You're constantly switching between windows, things are pinging. It's this low-level chaos that's just become normal for work.
And look, that's not just you feeling that way. It's a real thing. The numbers back it up. The average company in 2024 is juggling, get this, 112 different software tools. 112! It's like we built this army of awesome specialized apps, but now we spend all our time just trying to manage the managers. And that is the exact problem AI agents are designed to fix.
So here's really the heart of the matter, the big difference. You've got generative AI, like your ChatGPTs. It's a creator. You give it a prompt, it gives you back some text, an image, whatever. An AI agent, though, it's an actor. You give it a goal and it goes out and figures out the steps to get it done. The best way to think about it is this. You ask ChatGPT to write you a travel itinerary. You ask an AI agent to actually book the flights and the hotel on that itinerary. See the difference? One creates, the other does.
Okay, so how in the world does an AI actually do all that stuff? It sounds a bit like magic, right? Well, let's pull back the curtain and take a look inside the mind of an agent. Whoa, okay, this looks a little complicated at first glance, I know. But don't worry, it's basically just a blueprint for how an agent thinks. Up top, you've got the cognitive part. That's the brain. It makes the plan. Then it sends that plan down to the action part, which is like the hands. It uses tools to actually do things. And then there's memory, which helps it remember what worked and what didn't, so it gets smarter over time. The whole setup is built for one single purpose, turning your goal into a finished task.
You know, we can actually boil that whole complicated diagram down to one simple idea, the agent loop. It's just a cycle that goes round and around. Step 1, it observes. It looks at the situation and what you asked for. Step 2, it plans. It breaks down your big goal into tiny, doable steps. Step 3, it acts. It takes that first step. Maybe that means searching the web or using an app. And step 4, it repeats. It looks at what happened, learns from it, and adjusts the plan. Observe, plan, act, repeat. That little loop is the engine that drives this whole thing.
But it's important to know that not all agents are the same, not by a long shot. It's really more of a spectrum. You've got your level 1 agents, which are super simple. They can maybe do one thing. But as you climb up those levels, they get way more sophisticated. They start using multiple tools, making their own decisions, all the way up to the top, where you have these theoretical agents that are fully autonomous and can even improve themselves.
Now, let's be real. That fully self-improving agent, that's still kind of science fiction. It's in the research labs. But where businesses are finding real tangible value today is right in the middle. The sweet spot for getting stuff done reliably is in levels 2 to 4. We're talking agents that can follow complex instructions, make smart decisions based on data, and work towards a goal. But usually, and this is key, with a human keeping an eye on things. And this is where things get really, really cool. Because this kind of tech, it isn't just for giant companies with huge budgets anymore. Let's talk about how you can actually build your own AI agent, like right now. I love this quote from the AI Anytime channel because it hits the nail on the head. Not everybody is technical. And that's the point. We're seeing this huge wave of no-code platforms that are completely tearing down the old barriers. You don't have to be a coder anymore. This is a game changer, making this tech available to literally everyone. Marketers, small business owners, you name it. So how do you actually do it? It's surprisingly simple. Just think of it as 2 main steps. Step 1, you give your agent a brain. This is its knowledge base. It's where you feed it all the information you want it to know, defining its entire world and how it should think.
And that brain can learn from pretty much anything you throw at it. We're talking PDFs, documents, pointing it at a website. You can hook it up to your Notion database, your company's internal wiki, even all your past customer support chats. This is how you go from a generic AI to a specialist agent that knows your business, your data, inside and out.
Okay, so your agent has its brain. It's smart. Now what? Step 2 is to give it hands. These are the tools that let it actually reach out, interact with the digital world, and get things done.
And these aren't just simple tools, they're seriously powerful. On a platform like Diffy, for example, you can give your agent the ability to search the web, pull live stock prices from Yahoo Finance, dig through scientific papers on Archive. You can even connect it to your own custom software. This is what turns it from a thinker into a doer.
Okay, so we know what they are, we've peeked inside their minds, and we know that we can even build one. So now for the big question. What does this all mean? What's the actual real-world impact? How are these AI coworkers changing the workplace right now?
And the answer is, in a huge way. I mean, just look at this stuff. Finnair has an agent handling customer support that solves 80% of issues on the very first try. Think about that. Oracle Health is helping doctors cut their paperwork time by 41%. A huge global audit firm improved the quality of its financial reports by 45%. And Levi's? They have an agent that's forecasting demand and automatically adjusting inventory. This isn't some what-if scenario. This is happening today.
Okay, so whenever we talk about this, the big concern that always comes up is, runaway AI, right? But the thing is, autonomy isn't just an on or off switch. It's more like a volume dial. You can turn it up or down. And the way most businesses are using this today is with a model called human in the loop. The agent does all the heavy lifting, but for the really important decisions, it has to stop and ask a human for approval. It's the best of both worlds. You get all the speed and efficiency, but with a human safety net.
And this all leads to what I think is the most important takeaway from all of this. For our entire digital lives, we've been users of tools. We click the buttons, we fill out the forms, we manage the apps. That whole paradigm is flipping. We are moving from being users of tools to being managers of agents. Our job becomes setting the goals, defining the strategy, and then overseeing these autonomous systems that go into the work. It's a massive, fundamental change in how we relate to technology.
Yeah, this idea of shifting from a user to a manager of technology, it really changes how we even think about what work is. So I'll leave you with this final thought. Now that you know you can build one of these, what's the very first most annoying, tedious task you would give to your brand new AI agent?